Hold on, I gotta take stuff out of my laundry machine. Where do we start, ladies and gentlemen? Where do we even begin? So first and foremost, today, obviously, the Dallas Mavericks have reported to training camp. We have some clips. We have some footage, some very interesting quotes from Jason Kidd, from Luka Doncic. A lot of reasons to get excited, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't need to give me a reason. You guys know that. This is preseason, slightly biased, right? So, you know, delusions at an all-time high, right? This will be the happiest you've seen me probably all year. But there's a lot of reason to be excited out of what we've seen so far. But let's be clear. In all fairness, right? This happened last year. We remember. So today we're gonna spend probably the first hour or so talking about Mavs training camp and what's come out today. Mavs, I think, are the first team in the NBA to report to training camp because they're going overseas. The Timberwolves are also going overseas. I don't know when they report. Then the second half of the stream, we are doing a bracket. That's right. We are picking the best backcourt in the NBA. So you see it right here. We got all 30 backcourts. Starting point guards, starting shooting guards. We're going to choose it as a community. You guys decide. I'm just going to share it right here. You guys can get in there right now. I did open it, so you guys can vote on. I think you guys can already vote on the tournament. So if you guys want to go in there and do that, we'll do that later in the stream. Should be fun as always. The brackets are always a great time. And since we are doing starting the best backcourts, I think we all know where it's going. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited about some of the stuff that we have seen from training camp so far. It's enough to put a smile on your face, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm smiling. I'm smiling. I have a question. Is it illegal? That's always a great start to a question. Is it illegal? Is there a crime committed if you open a car door and then do nothing? Like if you just open a car door, not your car. If you just open a car door and then just leave. Is that a crime of some sort? Some sort of hooligan crime? The reason I ask, Your Honor, is it illegal? I leave the gym yesterday, right? Just getting fucking ripped. I mean, Jesus. Leave the gym yesterday. I'm walking to my car. Great workout. Hey, have a good day. You too, bro. Good run. Yeah, I know. I did dominate you. I think I hit I think I was like 15 of 17 from 3. Yeah. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Same old tomorrow. See ya. I look at my car. I see my car. My car door is wide open. I'm like, oh shit. You know, I don't have anything nice in there. Just have a couple pairs of Balenciaga sunglasses. You know, my wallet was in there, which has thousands of dollars of cash in it. A few rifles in the back, but nothing major. So I see it and I'm like, oh my God. I just got robbed. I go to my car. I'm like, here we go. What's the damage? What am I missing? Look around. Nothing's gone. And so I'm wondering if either A, my dumbass accidentally left my car door completely and totally wide open. Or 2, some hooligan just saw my car door was unlocked and opened it and walked off without taking anything. Or 3, somebody planted something in my car and is now either tracking me or is now trying to frame me for a horrific crime. That's the schizophrenic version. My bad, Sally. I was contemplating hopping in and coming back to stream with you. Oh, all good then. You had nothing of value, so they wanted absolutely nothing from you? That can't be true. That cannot be factual. That's probably true. That's probably actually the most likely answer. Because it's also not like I have a common car and somebody walked in and... Because I'm not going to lie, I've done that before. Whenever I drive my Honda, one time I accidentally tried opening a car door of another Honda Civic. You don't think a Whataburger coupon has value, huh? Well, you're looking less obese as usual. Are you okay? Thank you for that. Thank you. Cowboys in postseason form. Oh, you're not lying.
Sometimes it's not possible. I mean, it's a question I get every time, but You know, I said it last year.
My big gripe with videos like these, I feel like Landon's videos are always like these. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, though, in all fairness to Landon. They're so fucking quiet. I can't hear what he's saying.
You know, it's some difficult times, but I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. Sometimes it's not possible. I mean, it's a question I get every time, but
Oh my
you
God.
know, I said it last year.
Hey, you know what? I'm thinking about starting a rehab clinic for people, athletes who have an addiction to screaming and yelling at the refs. I don't think one exists. I think I'm gonna go in, try to make one. It's $1 million business opportunity. It really is. If any of you have rich parents or are rich yourselves, please get in contact with me. This is a bulletproof business opportunity, right? It's one of those businesses where there's not a lot of clientele, but the clients we do pull in, we're talking millions of dollars. So just please reach out to me. We need to fix this. This is an addiction. It's a disease. Let me tweet out that I'm live. That's on Luka participating in 2 days, even though he's still doing the thigh injury. I'm concerned about the thigh injury for sure. I mean, 2 days don't necessarily mean anything. It could, like, the first practices could be just walkthroughs or running plays. Second practices could just be conditioning. I don't know. I'm assuming like part of the 2 days is, since it is sort of a condensed preseason with going overseas and stuff, is running through plays, walking through situations. So live right now. Mavericks training camp. ... The delusion has quite possibly never been stronger. Picking the best backcourt in the NBA. And much more. Get in here. Whoops. Who predict where Mavs will finish in the West this year? Is it too early? We'll do predictions. Don't worry. We'll do predictions at some point. Probably like in the week lead up to the season. How do we still not just accept that screaming at referees is something every single true superstar does? Twitter notification. Oh! Dame has been traded! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! To the Bucks! Am I reading that right? Does that say who I think it says? Am I having a stroke? Oh my God. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Lillard goes to Milwaukee as part of a 3-team deal with Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Kamara, an unprotected first, and an unprotected Milwaukee Swips. What? Wait, hold on a second. There's a lot going on here. Milwaukee gives up Drew, an unprotected 2029 first, and swaps in 28 and 30, and Grayson Allen. That's it? Damian Lillard has been traded. It happened while I was live. ... Naturally, I am still live. Get the hell in here. Wow, the Suns, hold on a second. The Suns trade DeAndre Ayton, so he's gone. Ayton, Kamara, who a lot of Suns fans really liked. They get Nurkic. I don't get this. I gotta say I don't get this. Let me change the title of this stream. Sorry, Mavs. We're very happy. We're very happy Mavs season is back, and they look good, but I'm sorry. The game is the game. Well, hold on a second, because the Suns get Grayson Allen and Nasir Little are like decently solid depth pieces. They are. They just are. Especially for a team that's lacking in that department. So I don't get the Nurkic thing. If I had to guess, I think the Ayton stuff was really bad. Like, I think it was worse than we were led to believe, maybe. And they just realized we can't go on with this. Wow, the Bucks. Wow, Milwaukee. That is nuts. The Blazers remain engaged elsewhere on deals and are expected to immediately engage contending teams on trade talks to move on Drew Holiday. So Drew Holiday could be on the move. Drew to Miami. I was just about to say, Drew to Miami. That might be a nice little consolation prize. But now, oh my God, Milwaukee just turned everything on its head because, whoa, Damian Lillard to Milwaukee. Damian Lillard to Milwaukee is shocking. Whoa. That is shocking. So Giannis and Damian Lillard is a crazy fit. That is an insane fit. I still feel if you're Milwaukee, you're definitely better. You'll miss the defense of Drew. I guarantee you they should have, with this happening, they should have kept Javon Carter just to have another strong, backcourt defender. Not that it matters that much, but they're definitely a better team. And one thing to keep in mind here, Drew Holiday, for as good as he is, as important as he's been to them, as great as he's been defensively, he's been really bad on offense in the postseason. And even during their finals run, he really kind of left a lot to be desired there offensively. 17 points per game this past, postseason, obviously, a loss to the Heat, but shot horribly. 19 points per game, 37% from the field. Even in their finals run, 17 points per game, 30% from three. Definitely an upgrade. The Heat package, so maybe Portland feels we wanted DeAndre Ayton. They feel like they can get a first or maybe even 2 firsts for Drew Holiday, where the Heat package didn't really give you a player that you could flip. Wow, this is just shocking. I'm honestly at a loss of words. The Bucks got mentioned a few times here and there. But it was always just kind of like an in passing, like, hey, the Bucks could be an interesting team. I don't know if there was ever a real, hey, the Bucks are like in. You know, the Bucks are in it. There was actually one of the fake dropping dimes accounts actually did. I remember that. The Bucks definitely have the defense. I mean, they'll miss Drew Holiday's defense, don't get me wrong. But they have the defensive pieces to make up for Drew's loss. Obviously, you have Giannis, who might be the best defensive player in the league. Brook Lopez is tremendous. The point of attack defense will definitely leave a lot to be desired from a team, but I don't think that's as important as people think. The team defense is definitely more important. Having the backline guys like Giannis and Brook Lopez, definitely more important, I think. And now you have an offensive juggernaut with Dame and Giannis. I'm remembering the tweet now. It was one of the fake NBA Central accounts that said Giannis was trying to recruit Dame to the Bucks. Full trade per sources. Bucks get Damian Lillard. Jesus. Blazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Kamara, a 2029 first, and a Bucks pick swap. Can we land Ayton maybe? No, I feel like the Blazers, it seems like, wanted Ayton. Which makes sense for them, right? You're a young team. You're full-fledged in the rebuild now. You're 100% in the rebuild. Get a young center who's been good in the past, and maybe a change of scenery is what he needs. And if not, then whatever. It doesn't really matter to us. Yeah, Dimes 20's been calling Ayton and Nurkic being swapped for quite some time. Yeah, and that Nurkic contract is rough. The Suns get Nurkic. Nasir Little, who's a solid, a solid depth piece, I think. Same with Grayson Allen. Keon Johnson, I don't think as much. Polak, 11 months of the Slightly Delusional Club. What in Twitter notification hell did I read? We're still trying to process it. We're trying to process this. So just on paper, like I don't. Is our NBA locked? I have no idea. Just on paper, Ayton to me fits a need. Ayton sort of fits the modern NBA more than Nurkic does. The Nurkic stuff is puzzling to me, but again, I just think that one, it is cost saving. He's much cheaper than Ayton, but also two, the Ayton stuff might have been bad. It might have been worse than we were led on to believe, is the reality. Drew doesn't make sense for the Mavs, right? No, not really. I'm interested to see where Drew ends up now, because that's definitely interesting. My God. I'm about to start blocking. Anytime I see this fucking tweet, it's time to just start blocking guys. What would be the NFL equivalent of this Damian Lillard trade? The worst tweets. Like, the worst. What's the NBA? Like, it'll just be the most random shit. Like, oh, Tony Pollard, 40-yard touchdown. What's the NBA equivalent of this? Oh, it's like, dude, shut up. Please. Drew to the Heat makes a lot of sense now. I mean, for the Heat, wow, this is a catastrophic failure maybe. Especially looking at that package. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Portland should call Miami and offer them Drew. That's actually really funny. So it's a 2029 first round pick and then pick swap. So I believe because of this and the Drew Holiday trade, I don't think the Bucks have access to any of their picks any longer. I could be wrong there. The Bucks are sending Portland their 2029 first round pick and draft swaps in 28 and 30. So two pick swaps and a first. Drew Holiday, who you're upgrading. It's not like you're losing Drew Holiday and not replacing him. You're upgrading off Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday has openly said he is retiring when his contract is over. So you get a better player than Drew Holiday, under contract for longer, who definitely raises your ceiling, and Grayson Allen. Wow. Do the Suns have brain damage? You know, that Phoenix Sun does a lot to the brain. A lot of melting. No, it's not a terrible package. Assuming that they could flip Drew Holiday for like a first or two, which they probably for sure can. But that's a great deal though for the Bucks. I tweeted this out yesterday. The trade market is correcting itself. I don't know. Obviously, Kevin Durant's a different story. A player like that's available, you know, you're going to give up everything. But unless the circumstances are like absolutely perfect, I don't know if you're going to see the Rudy Gobert trades anymore. Like, I just don't. Oh, Reddit as a whole is down, I think. That 2029 unprotected Milwaukee first is more valuable than 3 Miami firsts. Dude, I come on. I need to see the Miami Heat subreddit. I know that they're freaking out. I really don't. And what's funny is Suns fans were thinking that they could get OG. Like, that was something that was going around quite a bit. That they could get OG and Nurkic for Ayton. And I'm like, huh? On what galaxy? First from the Heat are basically guaranteed to be in the 20s. That's true. I guess in theory, a 2029 first from the Bucks seems a little bit more valuable just because, you know, by that point, Dame might not even be in the league anymore. Giannis will either maybe not even be on the team anymore or will be much older. All right, we're on the Miami Heat subreddit. Pain. Legit might be the biggest fuck you I've ever seen. Not only didn't trade us Dame, but also made the strongest team in the East stronger. Honestly, I'm impressed. Don't necessarily love the package they got back, though. Kind of pissed Pat couldn't beat it, but Suns clearly wanted a lot of depth pieces in exchange of Ayton. Wow. I mean, imagine Miami's, unless they make a move for Drew, Miami's had a disaster offseason now. We got to bump them way down. Let's see what Heat Nation on Twitter is saying. Straight from the Heat mouthpiece, the Miami Heat are going to get Damian Lillard. 24 minutes ago. So being a Heat fan, imagine this, right? Because he doesn't go to the Heat. Pain in and of itself. If he goes to Toronto, okay. Reality is that Toronto team will be good, but are they really like... Are they world beaters? The Bucks? Yikes. That's rough, man. If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. It helps me out tremendously. 350 of you in here, only 40 likes. Just click the like button. It takes 1 second. John Horst Masterclass. I mean, for the Bucks, this is a fucking slam dunk. No pun intended. Like you replace Drew Holiday with a top 12 player at worst. Your biggest weaknesses as a team, shooting, half-court offense. You now replace that with one of the best scorers in the league. Next to Giannis, next to Brook. Man. Wow. Late game offense as well. Somebody who's just very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Because of your cap stream title. Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. What is the cap? Not really that bad for Miami. Dame is an aging star, not much of a defender. No, this hurts, man. This is what death feels like. Oh. Heat in 7, there's just no way. Absolutely no way. They did nothing but... Yeah, the Heat's whole offseason, it felt like, was... Gabe Vincent, you can go. Max Strus, you can go. We're good. We're going to get Dame. It's all good. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And now you look at their team and it's like, okay, you lost Gabe Vincent. You lost Max Strus. You are the Miami Heat, so maybe you just feel like you can replace those guys. Because, you could turn anybody off the street into a rotation player, it feels like. But now what? Like, yeah, you made a finals run a year ago, and it was remarkable. But you got worse on paper. Now what? Because what, like... Is there like a Kyle Lowry for Drew and like a first option there somewhere? Martha with the $4.99. Every time Giannis speaks on his inclination in any way to leave, they get at him another all-star guard. That's true, actually. When it was getting a little spooky there before he signed his first extension, they went out and got Drew and won a championship immediately after. And you dangled Hero to the world. That's true, too. Now, Tyler Hero has been in trade talks. He's already posted several cryptic Instagram posts. How does that situation play out? Portland really took that shitty-ass trade package instead of just taking Hero. Can't wait for us to get sued in 2028. Oh, man. I really didn't realize how much I enjoyed Miami Heat fans' tears until now. Like, no offense. No offense, Heat fans. Of course. But, man, that's... We also don't know what the Heat even offered. What was that report? Was it Chris Haynes? Somebody said that it was Tyler Hero and a first, or Tyler Hero and 2 firsts. The Heat problem is that Hero is ass. Nobody wants him. Yeah, I think that most people were right to be like, does anybody want Tyler Hero really for that much money? Listen, we like the jig is up. Teams know now. Teams are smart. Basketball teams are smart, but they know now. These guys don't move the needle much. The Heroes, the Jordan Pooles of the world, This is why you see teams, a smart team like the Golden State Warriors. I'm shocked they even gave Poole that extension when they did, and just not let him hit the open market as a restricted free agent. But I get it. He was coming off of a good playoff run, helped them win the finals. Boom, a year later, they want him off the fucking team immediately, right? And they take Chris Paul in order to do it. Tyler Hero now, it's like, all right, man. Like, they went to the finals without him. Surely he will love it there. Milwaukee, Miami, basically the same cities, right? And listen, I've been to Florida. Trust me. There's nothing to brag about. Never been to Miami, to be fair. Fire Pat. Oh. Yep, the Dame trade happened during my stream. I mean, we knew it, right? We knew it was going to happen. I misinterpreted the days. Again, the vibe radar, I felt it. I felt it. I just misinterpreted the day. That's all. Let me just say this. Mavs fans. Pat, wake up! Mavs fans, there's just no way Drew Holiday. It doesn't make any sense. I'll just say it. It just does not make any sense at all. Oh. Explain Damian Lillard to the Bucks in MLB terms. I'm sorry, talking baseball. You have to be blocked. So annoying. Can you come to Milwaukee when Bud is gone? No. Oh. Ew. I wonder what his is this? Yes, this is his cousin. I'm going viral tonight. Apologies for calling the title cap. Have a great hump day. You as well. This does nothing for the Bucks, really? No, this dramatically raises their ceiling, which was already a championship ceiling, by the way. But now I struggle. I struggle to see if they're healthy. I mean, the Celtics are still really good, but man, they're the class of the East. Pretty comfortably. I don't get it for the Suns, but like I've been saying, there had to be something behind the scenes with DeAndre Ayton more than was already let on, because it was already talked about like, Ayton's upset, Ayton's pissy, he's mad, he's crying like a little baby all the time, right? They yell at him on the court every other fucking play. If you watch the Suns, they're constantly screaming at DeAndre Ayton. So, like, it was always going to happen, I feel like. We have finally won. We don't have to hear any more Dame trade news. Thank you, Tiny Baby Jesus. You know, in a way, this is perfect. Like, this makes it all worth it. This makes the months of horrendous and horrific Dame rumors, the same fucking shit over and over and over and over. This makes it all worth it, because I was not expecting this. Let's get weird. Dame to Milwaukee. Damn. Pretty damn close. I don't want to give him too much props for the Ayton and Nurkic thing because this was being talked about forever. But that's not half bad. I got to give this up. Like, I think Ayton to Nurkic is a massive downgrade. I just do. Especially in modern NBA, it makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't see it. Every single team you play in the playoffs is going to be licking their fucking chops, thinking about getting Nurkic and Beal in a pick and roll. How do we get those two isolated in a pick and roll? It's an automatic basket. So I'm a little bit confused by that, but but they have put together some depth where it at one point felt impossible. Like, it felt like they would just be, their depth would be terrible, and it's still not very good. But it's much better.
NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering. Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering. Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks.
Oh my God. That's actually crazy.
Tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put.
Jimmy's a known troll. Could he be trolling? But he doesn't sound like it. He sounds legitimately salty. Heat fans, it's not so funny anymore, is it? It's not so funny anymore. All of this talk. Oh, your favorite player is coming to Miami. Oh, just wait. Just wait till they request a trade. Pat Riley supremacy. Pat Riley literally terraformed the beaches of Miami in Heat culture, and that's why it's so great here. Not because it's Miami and there's beaches. You just lost to Wisconsin. You just lost to Culver's and cheese curds. Congrats. Drew is going to OKC. Oh, you know, mentor mini Drew Holiday and Cason Wallace. Cheese curds are definitely lit. Don't get me wrong. Hold on. I'm gonna stir the pot with a tweet. Let me find a good video to post. DJ Khaled dancing. They're always funny. I heard Culver's is good eats. No, Culver's is good. Hey, Dame, I get it. I've been to Culver's. It's good. All right, hold on. This is how you get a tweet. This is how, you know, my brain works in real time. Finding the right video. All right, here it is. When that Bam Adebayo has been traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Tweet hits right before the trade deadline. The agenda is back. I thought the trip to the finals set the Bam Adebayo to Dallas agenda back 10 to 15 years, but we are right back in it, baby. We are right back in it. You think Dame signed off on this? So I'm wondering if the Bucks, either he signed off on it or the Bucks were like, listen, we're going to lose Giannis. Like, this shit's not smokescreen. We're going to lose Giannis. We have to go for it. That's definitely a possibility. That Dame didn't necessarily sign off on it, but the Bucks said, we don't care. We're going to lose Giannis if we don't really go for it. Let's do it. We'll take the risk. What's the worst that happens? Can Derek White guard Dame? If not, I'm having trouble naming the starting guard in the East that can hold Dame. I mean, Dame's one of those guys where it's just like, can anyone guard him? Brogdon and picks for Drew loading? That's actually interesting. That's actually really interesting. That's actually really interesting. Jesus. The Dame trade happened. It's just like everything's leaving my body. All orifices. Heat fans will hate this, but it's a better deal for Portland. They don't need Hero, who clearly isn't easy to flip since Miami couldn't find a third team. Ayton is a young big with talent. Drew will get them a pick/picks. That unprotected 2029 from Milwaukee is valuable. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not a terrible package, really. Portland don't want no Brogdon. Well, it wouldn't be them really wanting Brogdon. It would be more so getting a pick out of the Celtics. I feel like the suitors for Drew Holiday might end up starting a bidding war, actually. And he might go for more than you think. Because I feel like the suitors for him will be a longer list than the suitors for Dame. Just because I feel like a lot of teams can talk themselves into Drew Holiday. You know, like were the Thunder ever kicking the tires on Dame? Probably not. But they might be kicking the tires on Drew. The Jazz, were they ever kicking the tires on Dame? No, but they need a point guard. Do they maybe kick the tires on Drew? Like the Pelicans, do we maybe get a reunion in New Orleans? Like that makes a lot of sense. Is there now a pathway to maybe a 3-team trade where Harden finally ends up on the Clippers and Drew goes to Philly? Like, is that a possibility? Holiday was leaning towards retirement. Well, he has 2 years left on his deal, I'm pretty sure. He's got 2 years left with a player option. Or 1 year in a player option, I guess. Drew come to Dallas. It just doesn't make much sense for the Mavs. They just don't need another guard, really. Although I wouldn't be opposed to it, but wouldn't the Clippers rather have Drew over Harden? Yeah, that's true too. That's possible. Lakers? Eh. Dame got moved to the Mavs. Did it improve because of it? That was never going to happen. So, now, okay. What's the pivot now for the Raptors? Let's just assume the Raptors are actually really in on Damian Lillard. What's the move now for them? I was just about to say, is Siakam the next one to fall? Were the Raptors like, let's make a push for Dame. We're going to try to get him. If it doesn't work out, we'll go the opposite direction. Is that a possibility? Like, maybe the Raptors really thought they had a chance, and that's why it's kind of been a quiet-ish offseason for them, because they were trying to maybe get in on the Dame stuff. The trade is a to-be-determined incomplete for Portland until there's a resolution on where Drew Holiday eventually goes. Is Siakam and OG going to be moved and the Raptors go rebuild? I feel like you can keep one. You can keep one. I feel like you can actually keep OG. Devin Booker is now the last player left in Phoenix from the 2021 Suns team. That's actually insane. What? That was only 3 years ago. That's actually, and that was like a young team too, minus Chris Paul. That's actually nuts. What the fuck is up with the Suns turning DA into Nurkic? I'm telling Ayton had to be a massive cancer. That just has to be it. I'm on the Mavs on 2K and they moved Hardy for Mitch Robinson and it works. Listen, I did a Mavs rebuild thing and I trade all I did year one on my 2K Mavs franchise. Literally the only trade I made was Tim Hardaway Jr. in a second for Capella, and they had one of the most dominant. I did it at the trade deadline. They had one of the most dominant playoff runs of all time. So there it is, Cuban. Suns fans are crying on Reddit. Really? That would shock me. They're usually so delusional to the point of no return. Drew to the Clippers makes sense. This is what I'm saying. There might end up being a legit bidding war for Drew Holiday just because there's going to be so many teams that feel like a Drew Holiday type player can benefit them. I'm looking at the Pelicans. Wouldn't it be funny if the Pelicans used the trade assets they got for originally trading Drew Holiday to then again trade for Drew Holiday? That would be funny. This Drew Holiday after effect is going to be fun to see go down. And I feel like, here's the thing. I don't think the Mavericks are going to do anything. I just feel like once you're in training camp, it becomes a little bit more difficult to make stuff happen. Which is also kind of why I feel like teams are like, this is why the Blazers are like, all right, we're making a trade this week before training camp starts. Do you think trades happen now, not just Mavs, but around the league? I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what Toronto does, because in my brain, I'm thinking the scenario is Toronto actually tried to get Dame. That was maybe their last ditch effort, really. That was like their last real push. And it didn't work out, and now they're sort of figuring out, all right, now what? I can see the Heat panicking and going after Drew now. The Heat might just be too high on their own supply, to be honest with you. They might just think, hey, we made it to the finals last year with like Jimmy, Bam, and a bunch of fucking dudes. And Jimmy even hurt his ankle in the second series of the postseason, in the second round, and was not that great afterwards. And we somehow turned Caleb Martin into a player who should have won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. We're cool. We're good. We don't need to trade shit. Why the hell did Toronto pay Schroeder that deal if they really wanted Dame? That Schroeder deal's not that much. And even if you got Dame, he could be a backup. He could be a backup point guard. Toronto is definitely a little bit too stubborn. I mean, for the Bucks, this is a 10 out of 10. It's so good. The Bucks might have just destroyed Miami's future plans. Dame now or Giannis later in one move. This does not guarantee that Giannis for sure stays. I'll just say that. It's likely. The Bucks have shown Giannis that they're willing to do whatever it takes. That's what these teams have to do. And that's what Giannis wanted. And that's what he's gotten. Every time, somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat, every time he's put pressure on the team, they've done something. But I will say, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that he stays. But it's much likelier now. I got to be real. I'm a little bit worried about who their next target might be, just to be honest with you. Just to be honest, I'm a little bit worried who their next big target's going to be. Harden? Hell no. Bucks are probably a better team now, but their defense is really spooky. No, they'll be 100% fine. Drew to Philly makes a lot of sense.
When they got him, you generally know what a player is within the first 3 years of.
I don't watch the Dan Labatard show at all, but apparently he was freaking out.
With whatever it is the Miami Heat are doing. I think I sensed a joy in Billy I had not heard or seen in a while, that the Miami Heat had failed.
I saw him fist bump Taylor.
Yeah. Falsehoods.
That's
falsehoods.
You can't even say it with a straight
I'm
face.
delirious, Dan.
Well, it's been a long day. We should not be here. Stugatz escaped out of a side door, and he is in his car. What are you giving me the telephone gesture with your hand for, Billy?
Well, no, I was just saying I called him to come back. I'm like, Stugatz, this big thing just happened.
I don't watch the Dan Labatard show. What's with all of these shows having 15 fucking people? What is it? Like, whenever you have a sports show, is it just naturally you want to have 15 people on the set? I don't understand it. Can somebody who watches this show please explain to me? It is my biggest pet peeve. I think it's horrible. I think it's terrible content. We don't need 17 people. Okay? I'm sorry. Need all of them in order to have one intelligence. Again, I've never watched this show in my life, so. Everyone on Twitter wants the Mavs to go for Drew. I don't get it. Listen, here's the reality, right? Whenever a trade happens or anything happens, first thing that's going to happen is every fan base is going to mobilize via Twitter and figure out, how do we get better now? I guarantee you every single team out there has fans saying, damn, we should go get Drew. How many sports talk hosts does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't understand it. Like, is there a world where the Slightly Biased show becomes big in the next year or two, and I now have 15 people? This is what I want. I want it to stay on a webcam. I don't want multiple cameras. One webcam. I want 6 other people in the room with me, and they're all just kind of going to be standing in the background. And whenever they want to say, there's only going to be one microphone. I'm going to be talking whenever they want to chime in. They have to walk up like this, raise their hand, and I say, yeah, come on. They're going to come up, give their sports opinion. I literally shoved them off to the background. And they're just going to be in the background like this. Back here. Just standing. And they have to laugh at everything I say. They have to laugh at everything I say. Great one, slightly. Would you trade Josh first round pick and something for Drew? No. Honestly, no. Hornets fans are wild and out clamoring for Drew. Hornets fans are going crazy for Drew? Is that a Pat McAfee show reenactment? That is a Pat McAfee show reenactment. I'm already standing. I already have the standing down. I just need a wife beater. And I just need to up the screaming. Probably need to do several lines of cocaine before every show. And we can really get the Pat McAfee vibe down. That's a vibe I love. You guys know I love that vibe. 14 people in one room. Everyone's fucking screaming. I love it. Yep, need to smoke some cigs. Damn. In a Fresno barbershop called Phase 2 a few months ago, Giannis Antetokounmpo was asked of the one player. Okay, I already read that. The slightly biased effect, baby. Happened during the stream. Can you make it up? How many major trades have I been live for at this point? And it's kind of weird because it's not like I'm live all day every day. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm like Hassan or something on Twitch and I'm live for, you know, 10 hours a day every day. I'm not live that often. 3 times a week for 2 hours.
I'm trying. Trust me, I'm trying. Sometimes just.
Mavs will finish like in the. He's part of a 3. Oh my god. To the. You can't make been trade notification. Here it is. True Superstar does. Twitter notification. Oh! Dame has been traded! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! Calm down, dude. I just talked about how screaming is bad content. Oh. Beautiful blue eyes. You should wear your sunglasses off more often. Am I reading that right? Does that say who I think it says? The face is looking a little bit slimmer from the side. I gotta say, just from the side angle, like it's looking a little more defined. Is this the best duo in the NBA? Slightly biased and slightly biased. It's up there for sure. It's up there. Am I having a stroke? Giannis and Dame. Yeah, I think that's the best duo in the NBA. I think they complement each other well enough. I was thinking KD and Book. Obviously, Giannis is the second best player in the league, probably. Right? We all agree on that. And Dame is, at worst, a top 12 player. KD and Booker are both top 10 players, in my opinion. But I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see if I'm interested to see if the maybe the loss of Drew is a little bit bigger than we think. Why are Rockets fans on talking about Drew? Dude, I'm telling you, every fan base is going to talk themselves into Drew. That's why I'm saying there might be like a decent sized bidding war for Drew Holiday. So the Suns swapped DeAndre Ayton in favor of depth. Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson. There wasn't trust from Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in Ayton. And the Suns already found out Ayton wasn't slowing down Nikola Jokic. Nobody's slowing down Nikola Jokic. Like, Jesus. Nurkic. No one can. So there's some logic in having Nurkic and Drew Eubanks as inning eaters during the season instead while adding talent elsewhere. Phoenix can spread teams with KD at the 4-5. Guys, if the Mavericks meet the Suns again in the playoffs, Luka might break a record. Seriously, Luka might break several records, actually. What records do we think Luka is going to break in that series? I'm thinking maybe 50 a game. Maybe 50. Could push 60 maybe. Suns are deep. It's so funny how like we pick and choose when we talk about players. Was Nasir Little ever getting talked about in any real way? Of course not. No. Now he's on the Suns. Nasir Little. Keon Johnson. Never talked about ever once. First 100 points per game by a duo. Portland heard Dame wanted Heat, moved him to minus 10 degree weather for the next 5 months. Do you think that was a fuck you by Portland? I actually don't think so. I think they probably just thought this was the best offer. Portland said, hey, we're doing what's best for our team. Good for them. They should have done it. As I sort of thought, maybe Philly gets involved, and maybe this is oh yeah, Drew played there too. Maybe this is a Harden trade option. So this does make you think, actually, because I as a Mavericks fan, I've been pushing back all summer at the idea of this trade that Mavs fans have ran with endlessly, which was, what was it again? Tim Hardaway Jr. in Rashawn Holmes or whatever it was for DeAndre Ayton. Suns reporters themselves said, I don't think that was a real thing. I think Stein even kind of said it was just like the Mavs put it out there, but it was never like agreed upon. Maybe that trade was a possibility, but I'm wondering, Ayton's market is garbage. Drew for Harden makes them worse, in my opinion. Yeah, that's actually a good point, because I feel like, and I've been thinking about this recently, I feel like people have honestly slept on how good James Harden was a year ago. And Drew Holiday, while good, while a fine playmaker in his own right, definitely not James Harden. Didn't Harden lead the league in assists per game? Yeah, he did. Get ready to learn cheese, buddy. Harden can at least snap back into taking over a game. We still doing the? You guys want to still do the bracket? I mean, the bracket's fucked now. Actually, the bracket is actually fucked. This is about the best backcourts in the NBA. The bracket is done. It's immediately a wash. This bracket is already outdated. I'm still down to do the bracket though in a bit. If you're slightly, you are massively underrating Drew. As usual, me as usual for underrating Drew. That doesn't sound right. I don't know what the Heat are gonna do now. Could they be a pivot for Siakam team? I mean, they still need a 4. All right, hey guys, breaking news. I now have strawberry Uncrustables. So some of you were making fun of me for having grape Uncrustables. I now have strawberry Uncrustables. Very hot weather. That's great. Thank God. October comes up. October's days away, right? Student loans are back. I had to file an extension for my taxes, so I have to pay those as well. And on the top of that, it's 100 fucking degrees in October. Dave, don't you want to come to Dallas? Beautiful weather. Drew to the like. There's so many teams you talk about, and Drew makes so much sense for. Let's just go through them. Drew to the Clippers, yes, makes a ton of sense. Drew to the Pelicans makes a ton of sense. Drew to the Mavericks does make some sense, but I don't think it makes that much sense. Drew to the Thunder makes sense. Drew to the Timberwolves even, I would say makes some sense. Drew to the Magic, sure, why not? I don't know why I just picked them. Drew to the Raptors. Drew to the Celtics. Drew to the Nets. Like, all of these teams make perfect amount of sense. You try the Nutella Uncrustable? I got them in the freezer, too. I got 2 packs of them. Drew to the TNT broadcast? Is Drew a TV guy? It doesn't really seem like it. Wow. Milwaukee, huh? Damn. Oh, God. Heat flare. Do you guys think Dame will play for the Bucks? Dame will play. I would not be surprised at all if it comes out in the next hour or so that Dame signed off on this. Drew to the Spurs even makes some sense. Grape greater than strawberry. You know, I got made fun of for eating the grape one, but after eating the strawberry one, I have to say, I think I do agree, actually. I think the grape one is better. You know, not to say I love strawberries. You know, big strawberry guy. But I do think grape just packs a little bit more punch, in my opinion. I got kids, I know. I don't have any kids. I just eat Uncrustables because I'm a fucking degen. Who's our next target? What am I? Oh man, like at a certain point, you just feel a little bit sad, right? What am I missing here? I thought Dame made it clear that if he gets traded to anyone but Miami, he won't report to camp until he's in Miami. So Drew to Dallas. NBA U knows what he's doing. I feel like there's a lot of Mavs fans that follow NBA U. I don't know why that's the case. He also knows that Mavs fans are probably one of the more delusional fan bases when it comes to trading and stuff like that. Celtics trading for Drew does make a lot of sense because I don't know if they really had the package to get Dame, and Dame straight up said he didn't want to play in Boston, so maybe they were just like, all right, we can't get Dame. But Drew, Brogdon, for contract purposes, maybe you need to add a little bit more. I don't know the contracts off the top of my head. And then a pick, could that get it done? And you're replacing Smart with Drew, basically? That would be nasty. And that would be the arms race in the East. It's kind of a shame because I honestly, we're going to have to push this bracket back. Every time I feel like I want to do a bracket, something happens. We're going to push this bracket back a few days. We would need to add like Pritchard and Cornette, which you would do, I feel like. Hold on, I want to see the unpopular comments. My bracket got busted. That's right. No, if I'm Portland, I'm saying Derek White and picks for Drew, not Brogdon. You know, Blazers fans are feeling good too because Heat fans were nasty to the Blazers. They just were. We did talk about Mavs training camp very briefly. We did not get into it at all, but we did very briefly discuss it. How do we feel about not getting Dame? Crying myself to sleep tonight? I do it every night. Bucks gonna be tough to beat, especially if we keep the roster as is. Oh, here we go. This is the ultimate coping right here. I don't think so, honestly. I think we got it as long as we show up healthy. Plus, we have K-Love. All we need to do is touch playoffs, and that's an instant finals trip. I think this guy's joking around. But that is kind of weird. That is kind of weird. How K-Love... Wow, Kevin Love. Dame and Giannis combo is literally shitting themselves from fear. I'm depressed right now, not gonna lie. Don't know how some people here are happy with this current roster. It's called cope. It's a powerful drug. Hey, listen, Heat fans. Let me level with you guys. Let me talk with you guys. Listen. I've been there as a Mavs fan. Many a times, actually. Where you just look at your team and think, this isn't good enough. You just look at your team and think, we're so fucked. But your brain can't accept that. And so you go to a powerful drug known as Copium. And you sniff it. You sniff it and you sniff it. And you're so high on Copium. And it's just a month, 2, 3 month long bender of Copium. And then reality sets in. The drug wears off. You come down. And it's brutal. It's depression. You yearn for that feeling again, but you just can't do it anymore. Your body is copiumed out. Your body is built too high of a tolerance to copium, and now it just doesn't hit anymore. You have withdrawals. You can't sleep at night. Trust me, I've experienced it. I'm a recovering addict myself. Not easy. You'll get through it. Or you won't. Many don't. I did, though. I turned out just fine. And now the Mavericks are fucking back. You'll get there, Miami Heat fans. Trust me. You'll get there. if the front office wanted him, we would have got him. If Miami unloaded all of their trade assets, they probably would have gotten him. They abusing Copium like Reno and the Snowpiercer. We were abusing Copium after Brunson left last summer. Trust me. So Wicked sent me a DM of a clip of me. I'm guessing from last training camp or something. I don't remember when it was. But yikes. Some of the shit I was saying. I'm about to pull it up. I've been telling you all offseason I was bought into this fucking team. I've been telling you all offseason that I've been bought into this team and everybody was doom and gloom the entire time. We didn't get Goran Dragic. I said, who gives a fuck? And I got dragged. We didn't get Dennis Schroeder. I said, who gives a shit? And I got dragged. We lost Jalen Brunson. I said, okay, that one actually sucks. All right, but this whole offseason I'm telling you this team's going to be good. This team's going to be good. For some reason, it's at 5 times speed. I want to look at this message without you guys seeing my other messages. Not that I got anything crazy going on. So damn good about this upcoming season. I've been telling you all offseason Not that I got anything crazy going on. I don't. But, you know, there's some business dealings that you guys can't see yet. I don't remember when this was. Bought into this fucking team. I've been telling you all offseason that I've been bought into this team and everybody was doom and gloom the entire time. We didn't get Goran Dragic. I said, who gives a fuck? And I got dragged. We didn't get Dennis Schroeder. I said, who gives a shit? And I got dragged. We lost Jalen Brunson. I said, okay, that one actually sucks. All right, but this whole offseason I'm telling you this team's going to be good. This team's going to be good. You know, this team might just even be better than where you're going. Everybody's telling me that I'm a fucking loser and I'm wrong. And I'm slightly delusional. I'm telling you, this team's going to be good. Christian Wood's going to work out. Jumping is going to be a great addition. Defensively, this will be a top 5 team in the NBA. I feel strongly about that. Offensively, top 10. You get in there, historically, champions. You got to be top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. Be good. Christian Wood's going to work out. Jumping is going to be a great addition. Defensively, this will be a top 5 team in the NBA. I feel strongly about that. Offensively, top 10. You get in there, historically, champions. You got to be top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. Let me slow it down. I'm telling you, this team's going to be good. Christian Wood's going to work out. Jumping is going to be a great addition. Defensively, this will be the top 5 team in the NBA. I feel strongly about that. Offensively, top 10. You get in there, historically, champions. You got to be top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. Heat fans, you see what I'm talking about? What you just saw is footage of an addict. A tweaker on Copium. It's dangerous. A dangerous drug. Copium. Never once. It ruins relationships, friendships, families. No one deserves that. On Copium, I thought JaVale McGee was going to help the Dallas Mavericks. On Copium, I talked myself into Christian Wood. On Copium, I thought the Mavericks would be a top 10 defense. On Copium, I thought the Mavericks, even after losing Jalen Brunson and replacing him with nobody, I thought they would be a better team than a team that went to the Western Conference Finals the year before. I'm telling you guys, it's a dangerous, dangerous drug. Man. Wow. We were all right in our assessments, highly biased. We just didn't account for all the positives shitting themselves for the season. That's true. I wasn't technically wrong. I wasn't technically wrong. It just didn't work. I was right in a lot of ways, but it just didn't work. Does that make sense? Don't forget we had Frank. That's true. Drew to the Heat is now rumored. Every team is going to be rumored in on Drew. Tyler Hero, when it comes to surviving offseason trade rumors. All right, just got my entire stream blocked for that. How Miami Heat fans felt after Damian Lillard got traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see what Blazers fans are talking about. Dame tweet. Ring the alarms. Oh my God. Did Ball Don't Stop tweet this? The casuals won't be addressed, but the Trailblazers fans in the city of Portland that I truly love will be, and they will be addressed truthfully. Stay tuned. Excited for my next chapter at Bucks. The casuals won't be addressed. What could this possibly mean? They say the truth shall come to the light, so everybody grab your shades because your boy that bright. Was that always his bio? Why don't you ever say anything that cool? I don't know. It's a good question, man. Sixers are pursuing a trade for Drew. Every team is going to pursue a trade for Drew Holiday. Sun subreddit a fun read? Sun subreddit does bad things to my brain. That's just... We'll check it, though. They got to be feeling so good. I'd be feeling so good if I were a Trailblazers fan. Miami fans were insufferable. London Hoops, 199. Why do we have to suffer? We never get nice things. Mavs? Mavs were never going to be involved in this. This was never a Mavs-related thing. So are the Cowboys pursuing a trade for Drew? Drew would probably be a nasty corner. Let's see what they feel about the trade package. In this whole thing, the only player the Mavs would have wanted is Ayton. Yeah. And I mean, we don't even know if that's... We have no idea what Ayton's value across the league is. Something I've said before, but it's very possible every team looks at Ayton and is like, yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Well, because when you think about it, if you're a team that's trying to win, do you want the player who is upset and mad about his role on a team trying to win? Does that make sense? That's not really a player I'm looking to get. If I'm a team trying to win and I want to trade for DeAndre Ayton, why would I, like, this is a guy who has kind of openly just given up on the team because he wasn't getting enough touches. No real winning contending team is going to look at that and say, fuck, that's what we need. We need that. Ayton, shoot those fall-away jump shots. Ayton, don't box out. Ayton, go soft on defense. Ayton, don't set a hard screen. We want those turnaround Jays. No one. The Mavs maybe wanted a low ball offer him. And that's a maybe. Like, we don't even know if that shit's true. Sorry, just joined. Sure, you talked about it, but do we go get Drew? We have too many guards to give up minutes. They're trading 2 or 3 of them for Drew will open things up. I just don't see it. It's hard with Kyrie and Luka. If Luka was a better defender and you felt good about him playing the 4 or something like that on defense, then yeah, maybe. Then the Mavs have like a point of attack defender and another guard. Because like Kyrie could like technically be your 1, Drew could be your 2, Luka could be your 3 or 4. But came here as soon as I saw the news. Sevens, you already know I was live when it happened. The reaction was live. There's some weird stuff in the air when it comes to that. I'm telling you, the universe works in very mysterious ways. I'm a believer in that. Luka does play the 3 or 4 on D. Yeah, but if you're just committing to having 2 guards in Drew and Kyrie, Luka's gonna have to like actually play the 3 or 4. Luka right now, they put him in the corner on whoever's there. But if Drew and Holiday are there, if Drew and Kyrie are there, Luka has to actually be a guy who can guard other teams like actually good wings or forwards. If that makes sense. Matt with the 10. Your South of Heaven shirt is underwhelming. Here's some capital to change yourself. This ain't bad. It's old. I do need to. I don't know what happened to all my clothes. I feel like I used to have a robust wardrobe. It's been a long time since I actually bought clothes. They did it with Bullock and Brunson. Bullock could guard wings though. I mean, so could Drew, to be fair. I mean, I guess it could work, but the thing is it that pressing of a need for the Mavericks that you're willing to get into a bidding war with other teams who are going to inevitably want Drew, and you're talking about giving up Josh Green and picks? He's not the piece they need. They should hold on to their chips. I'm not even lying. I'm 100% the flyest motherfucker in here. I put that shit on. I think I just am. You know, everywhere I go, people are like, holy shit. I'm like, I know, trust me. They look at me and they say, what the fuck is that? And I say, I know. You never seen it. And you never will from anyone else. You ever see someone put chains on a croc? No. You've never seen it, and you never will. Or you might now after I just showed that to the world. You've never seen it for good reason? That's what they say to all geniuses. You like a redneck biker? People call me, hey. People always call me a redneck. I give off a redneck vibe, for sure. That's definitely what people say about me. Andy Warhol of Crocs. What does Bleacher Report's Fallout BS trade Dallas has to do to keep up with this? It's a good question. That's a good question. What type of fuckery are we going to be on? I'm telling you, I really don't think the Mavericks are making a trade. It doesn't seem like how they operate. But it feels like once they get to training camp and stuff, that's who they're going into the season with. I could be wrong, and I guess if an opportunity is good enough, they should take it. But I really feel like I don't know. It's just kind of this weird thing where they're about to be overseas and stuff. Like, I know it sounds dumb, but I think that goes into it. We need to talk about how Wisecamp might surprise some people. You're getting dangerously close to putting copium in your nose, all right? This is a good trade. Holiday is at least another first. Ayton may not pan out, but he's at least a way better and younger than Nurk. That pick could be good too since it's so far out. Yeah, I mean, I think this is actually a good trade for Portland, to be honest with you. One first-round pick and 2 swaps is disappointing. Going to get more picks from Drew trade, and then we can look at what overall trade looks like. This is true, because Drew Holiday's going to have more value than Tyler Hero. Just full stop. Phoenix got Nasir Little, Grayson Allen, Keon Johnson, and Nurkic. So of that list, I think Keon Johnson's a bad player. Just full stop. uber athletic, though, but I just don't think he's very good. But, Nasir Little's an interesting piece. Grayson Allen can shoot. Nurkic is unquestionably a downgrade. Tyler Hero. What he said. Yo, NBA, y'all need to look in the Bucks for tampering.
I heard it.
What's going on? The Heat probably are just trolling. It would be funny if it came out like, yeah, the Heat really didn't try. Like, that would be a funny sort of turn of events. There already was reports in the last week or so that, yeah, the Heat aren't like, get the best of r/Suns. Yeah, no fucking thanks. This trade makes no sense. I don't understand the point of this trade at all unless relationships with Ayton are really that bad, but still, yeah, I agree. I bet at this point the relationship was just terrible. Feels like the front office had enough of Ayton, and also Booker and Durant probably were not happy with Ayton's motivation. Either would be my guess. Otherwise, I don't see this trade ever sees the day of light. Light of day. I mean, I'm telling you, I was monitoring. I monitor every fan base. It's just important to know what's going on across the league. They actually thought they were getting OG. Like, I'm being dead serious. They thought that they were going to get OG and Nurkic in this trade. They really did. Blazers fans seem to be happy. I think a big reason Blazers fans are happy is they were so annoyed with Heat fans who were being annoying that they are just so happy that Dame didn't get traded there out of spite. Ayton's value must be ass. Yeah. I was telling you guys back in the summer, I'm not fucking trading a pick for DeAndre Ayton. There was some, not all of you, but a large group of Mavs fans said that they would trade the 10th overall pick for Ayton. I said, that is trash. That is tragedy. That would be a national tragedy, the size of which we haven't seen since 2001. Okay? Like, pull it together. I'm sorry, but I don't see how anyone can believe the front office didn't discuss this with Booker beforehand. Seriously, I do not know how he settled for this. There must have been some serious issues with Ayton behind the scenes, either with our core or the front office. I don't know if it's an attitude thing or what, but I can't make it add up. Speaking of adding up, how many players do we have? Is there another trade happening almost immediately, or are we about to waive all of these guys? Probably waive some of the trash cans on the roster, if I had to guess. Dude. The Kevin James memes are hilarious, I will say. Every now and then, a random trend just grips Twitter, and it's hilarious. And this is another one of those. If the Blazers could get Ayton back to the 21 finals version of him with Scoop, Simon, Sharp, Drew, Trade, and company, they could be good. Yeah, I mean, having Ayton makes a ton of sense for the Blazers. I just, like, I don't know. I don't know how anyone's talking themselves into Nurkic being close to Ayton. It's not close. It's going to be really bad. And then on top of that, I mean, the defense, I just can't come to grips with how terrible it's going to look. The best offseason in Suns history turned to shit right at the end. I want to see some of the older posts that thought... I want to see some of the other posts that thought that they could get OG. Oh, they thought they could get Robert Williams. Fire James Jones. Oh, let's see. This would be a fun one. Let's just say a DA trade is inevitable in the next few weeks. What return would be optimal? Blazers fan here. So I'm probably not supposed to tell you this, but basically all the issues DA has, like effort or giving up on plays, exist with Nurk as well. He has his moments of excellence, but sometimes it seems like all it takes is one bad call and he gets upset and starts doing dumb things. He's a straight downgrade, and I'm honestly surprised he's being considered. I would personally be very happy to get rid of Nurk in the Dame trade and end up with DA, young players, picks, and filler. Nurk has been practically a negative asset for us for the last 2 years. Please fucking read this. This is what I'm talking about. Please read this. We want OG plus Nurk in a 3-team Raps deal. Would probably settle for OG plus worse players and just start Eubanks, but the Suns are trying to find wing depth. The trade isn't really about Nurk. He's just the easy piece already on the table. Because again, seems to be salary Portland is trying to jettison in these Dame deals. Like, honest to God, there were reports that like OG was getting like 3 first-round pick off. They were getting like 3 first-round pick offers for OG. What made them think that this was a possibility at all? You know how insane that is? Names floating around I've been happy with are Miles Turner, Robert Williams III, and OG. Any of them paired with any other player we expect to start, like Caleb Martin, would make it feel worth. Look at this shit, man. This whole summer, I've been monitoring this all summer. I've been relaying this information to you guys. They thought they could get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield for Ayton. They thought that they could get Wendell Carter Jr. And a pick. I remember that one going around for Ayton. I mean, every fan is delusional, but Suns are literally the worst after getting Beal for nothing. They did not get Beal for nothing. That trade at first seemed like nothing, but then when you factored in that it was every pick swap the Suns had left, it was not nothing. A tougher big who can also hit threes, Miles Turner, and a role-playing 3-and-D, Caleb Martin, Gary Trent Jr., Finney Smith, Caruso, etc., and maybe a pick. Holy shit! Jesus! Who do you guys think this fucking is? That will get anything good. Okay. Matt with the $5. Slightly, you and me both know how it's going to feel like pure ecstasy to watch Suns fans cry after they crash and burn this season. Hey, brother, who you telling? It really is funny, too. Yeah, you know, most fan bases are guilty of this, to be completely and totally fair. But the whole, like, oh, DeAndre Ayton is such a loser. Oh, God, can't wait to get rid of him. Like, Jesus, please. Like, we need to get rid of him. The relationship is so bad. All the bridges have been burned. Like, oh, we need to get rid of him. Yeah, I think I want Miles Turner and Buddy Hield and OG Anunoby for him. Someone that clearly improves the starting small forward position with a minimal downgraded center, which none of the available trades do in an Ayton trade. In a vacuum, I'd say the Nurk OG one does, but if Nurk gets injured, then we are screwed. And if OG leaves after one season, then we are screwed. Well, hey, bad news for you, buddy. The Nurkic and Robert Williams one doesn't make sense because he is injury prone, smaller, and just not as good as a player. You don't downgrade the starters to improve the bench. Miles Turner is not as good as DA. Anyone else just scratching their head? Hold on. Miles Turner is not as good as DA. Other than those, there's no rumored guys. It'd be silly to dream for players who have never been rumored available in a DA trade. To be fair, most fans I'm seeing are saying Nurk and OG, although they don't think it's possible. When did that even like come up? I'm very confused where the OG stuff where it even started, because it was going around for a bit. This is funny though. All of the I thought that. Saying Phoenix got some much needed depth. On God, if I showed you a picture of Keon Johnson, you wouldn't recognize him. That's so true. Like in this guy's defense, he's saying trades that he would like, but he doesn't understand it for the other team, which is good. Just smart. Yeah, most fans here don't realize that Ayton's value is much lower than they think it is. It's been reported by multiple sources that the market for him was about as soft as his play in the post. We have seen the rumored trades for him. Expect something similar. Oh. Anunoby and Robert Williams. Like, wow, they really thought OG was... Raps fan here. Tweak this trade to make it palatable for Phoenix. Which of these three returns do you like best, and what kind of draft capital would you need to accept one of these trades? Raps get Dame. Blazers get Ayton, OG, Dick. Suns get either Nurk, Trent Jr., Nick, Boucher, Precious, Nurk, Boucher, Porter Jr., Nurk, Thad, Precious, Flynn. Would you rather Ayton post-ups for Kristaps post-ups? Oh, God. At least Kristaps can hit a 35-foot three, you know? Like, at least we have that going. Was told earlier today that the Blazers and Heat still hadn't talked directly, for what it's worth. Dame's cousin, you're getting a block. Goodbye. So annoying. Attention seeking. Alperen Şengün and Kevin Porter Jr. Oh, God. More likely to get both together than Şengün on its own. KPJ is a negative asset for Rockets, and they wanted to get rid of him. Rockets want a defensive center. Suns tried to trade and get some bonus before the Kings got him. How fucking dumb do you have to be to trade away your future for Yusuf Nurkic? Not to mention Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. That's really the best you could have gotten for DA? Are you fucking kidding me? And Grayson Allen? Might as well have traded for Patrick Beverly himself. Why the fuck does this always happen? That could be a troll. That could very easily be a troll. Hey guys, DA's trade value wasn't much of anything. Get that through your heads. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it the whole time. Oh, Twitter notification. Sports Center with Jay Harris, ESPN on the Damian Lillard blockbuster trade. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got to say, Mr. Woj. Ayton is definitely a bust, especially considering who was in that draft.
Damian Lillard from Portland to Milwaukee. Woj, give us the details and all the players involved in this trade.
Jay, blockbuster deal that lands the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo, All-NBA guard Damian Lillard. It's a 3-team trade that brings Lillard to the Bucks. Portland got a tremendous haul back, including DeAndre Ayton from the Phoenix Suns, Drew Holiday from the Bucks, an unprotected 2019 or 2029 Milwaukee first-round pick, and a couple of unprotected pick swaps. Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, they go to a Suns team that was ready to move on from Ayton. They certainly saved some money with Nurkic, but a very good veteran center. But I think for Portland now, they're going to look to move on Drew Holiday. He could be a free agent next year. They are rebuilding with really a terrific group of young guards. And now this deal and the return for the Blazers, you can't really fully constitute it till you see now what they can get for Drew Holiday, who's certainly a championship level point guard, multi-time All-Star. And now for the Milwaukee Bucks, though, this is an organization that made the Drew Holiday trade a few years ago to pair with Giannis Antetokounmpo, won a title. And now they may have very well have extended their window with Giannis. Miami had to offer them, and now Portland and Miami never seriously engaged and got any real traction in talks. Portland did not love what Miami had to offer them, and now they land in DeAndre Ayton, a young center who fits the timeline with this very athletic Portland group they're putting together. And remember now, Damian Lillard, as he goes back to the Bucks, he'll be reunited with his former head coach in Portland, Terry Stotts, who is now an assistant coach on new coach Adrian Griffin's staff in Milwaukee.
ESPN, just let me know. Let me know. I'm open for business. Just let me know. Here we go. This is peak. Could this trade just be a placeholder for a larger trade? Guys, I know we just got absolutely fleeced right now with this quite mediocre return, but with our salary being a bit more flexible, does a trade with these new picks look possible? What picks? Ishbia can't let this L slide. And look at that, guys. I'm telling you. The danger it provides, it presents, is catastrophic, for lack of a better term. There will be another Suns trade. It'll probably be them trying to offload Bradley Beal years from now. Book when he probably demands a trade after everything goes to shit. Maybe they try to recoup some assets for KD when he requests his, fourth trade in the last 5 years. A blockbuster trade is imminent. For who? You guys, Suns fans, you guys blew your load, man. It's over. 8 was really the last piece. It's done. Like it's over. You don't have a blockbuster trade. You guys have done the blockbuster trades. Ish Wainwright, Nasir Little, and a second-round pick for Jimmy Butler. Okay, that guy's trolling. That guy's trolling, to be fair. Oh my God, they're still going for it. We'd be the luckiest team ever if we managed to turn these 4 bottom feeders into TJ and Miles. not out of the question, in my opinion. We have 2 trade exceptions. You can only trade 1. And Ishbia recouped a lot of second-round picks. Maybe they ship out Allen with the trade exceptions, use TP on a player, trade that player with Allen, and for a bigger contract? Who knows? Package the acquired assets plus Ish and bring the Twins home. Twins. Markeith and Marcus, didn't they both play there? Is that who they're talking about? They both played together on the Suns, right? Hey, Mavericks are open for business with Markeith. Sure. Oh, they call Mikal and Cam the Twins. Right. My bad. I forgot that they called that the Twins. Mavs fans want to trade Green and Hardy for Drew. I could talk myself into it. I'm gonna be real. I could. Just being honest. But if it brings a chip, do what you got to do. I don't see it happening, but just looking at Twitter, scrolling Twitter. Kenny Beecham. Grayson Allen's a high-level defender. I don't think people have followed Yusuf Nurkic. That's like, I'm a sicko. I've watched a lot of basketball. Also, beyond that, I've kept up with Nurkic just because Mavericks fans always talk about trading for him. I don't think many people have followed Yusuf Nurkic. A great rebounder, but older, hurt all the time, expensive, very bad defensively. Like, just not good defensively. In not the modern NBA center that you would want. Would you do the first Hardaway and Green for Drew? Is that too much considering Drew is on an expiring? If so, do you think the trio of Kyrie, Luka, Drew could work? I do think the trio could work. I've already talked myself into it. I don't think the Mavericks go after it though. I really think the Mavericks are cool with what they have. Trade deadline, they probably reassess. But I would be shocked if they make a trade between now and the start of the season. To be honest with you, Nurkic is literally one of the worst contracts in basketball. Literally just not groiped up in his cancer. He's a little bit better defensively than Enes Kanter. Like much better. I swear to God, the Raptors have overvalued OG beyond anything I've seen for a player of his caliber. Like, Masai is such an overrated clown. Without Kawhi, is he washing dishes at a Luby's? First and foremost, respect Luby's. Secondly, yeah, Masai's definitely a little overrated, I think. But OG's valuable, though. I don't mind them overvaluing OG. They should have traded Fred. That was their big fuck up. Yeah, Luby's doesn't seem like a Canada place. If you were to tell me Luby's does not exist outside of the South, I would believe you. In fact, I'd actually be shocked if you told me a Luby's exists in New Hampshire. That would shock me. If a Luby's existed anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, I would be shocked. I'd be shocked if Campaign isn't on the next flight to Milwaukee to become a new backup point guard with a roster spot now open. I told you guys that the moment it happened. The moment Campaign got waived, I said, Bucks. Literally never heard of Luby's. If you don't like live next to your grandparents, you probably don't know. The only time I've ever been to Luby's was with my grandparents. And it's like a retirement home in there, damn near. I was the youngest person in that building by at least 60 to 70 years. I don't know if Luby's exists anymore. I don't keep up any longer with Luby's. This is not the best offseason in Suns history. Right? I mean, they got Steve Nash, who turned into an MVP. Your grandparents might be there right now. Yeah, I saw what Jimmy Butler said. That's pretty funny. All right, I need to go. Shit. Well, no bracket today. Hottest take of all time. Dame wins MVP on Milwaukee. That would be shocking next to Giannis, but Suns also traded for Barkley. You took them to a finals? Yeah. You went to Luby's after going to Eckerd's drugstore with your grandparents? Twitter notification. Oh! Dana's been traded! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! You can't make this shit up! To the Bucks! Am I reading that right? Does that say who I think it says? I had to reread it like 3 times. I was like, no way. Am I having a stroke? Oh my God. Hold on. I mean, I actually thought I was staring at Milwaukee Bucks for like 10 seconds. I was like, that can't say what I think it says. And I know it says it, but there, like, my brain has to be rewording the words automatically. Jesus, what just an insane turn of events, huh? Definitely a fun landing spot. Just insane, man. Magic Johnson's tweets are literally hysterically funny. My bold picks for the West is the Lakers and Phoenix Suns will be playing in the Western Conference Finals, and Lakers will win. NBA fans, can you imagine the Lillard and Giannis pick and roll? They'll be unstoppable. Last but not least, the Portland Trailblazers got a huge return, acquiring Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamura Kamara, and 3 picks, 2028 and 2029 and 2030. The Phoenix Suns got a lot better and a much deeper roster with Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. The Lakers are the best in the West, followed by Phoenix and Denver behind them. You know what's funny is there's probably people out there who like only get their Twitter news, their NBA news through Magic Johnson. Like there's probably like, you know, older fans who don't really know how Twitter works, and you know they loved Magic back in the day, and Magic's like the only guy they follow. You know Harden's fat ass is eating at a Luby's or two. Harden's more likely to go to a Furs or a Golden Corral of some sort. Damian Lillard's agent, Aaron Goodwin, on Heat's pursuit of trade. They did everything they could to acquire Dame. It takes 2 to get a deal done. I appreciate all that Pat, Andy, and Mickey did to try and make this happen. Is this a real quote? Can't wait for the perfect NFL Sunday predictions on Friday stream. Guys, no, you can't jinx me now. You have to continue to shit on me. You can't jinx me yet. You cannot jinx me now with my picks. Okay? You have to continue to shit on me and doubt me. That's where I thrive. Oh, I have. Let me unblock Dunk Central. Now that the Dame stuff is over and done with, I can unblock them. They did everything they could to acquire Dame. It takes 2 to get a deal done. I appreciate all that Pat and Mickey did. Okay. Yucky. Just want to throw this out there. 36-11. 116th in the world. Out of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, and potentially billions. We're not entirely sure how many people participate in this. Here, let me create another entry and just see. Can I create another entry? Wait, did I fuck up? Hundreds of thousands, if not billions. 116th. We'll be picking on Friday. Who should I pick in this game? This one's tough. I'll think about it and I'll do it. I'll do it before the game tomorrow. I'm not doing it right now. I need to sit down and watch him film. Pat Riley making an NBA trade to improve the team challenge? Impossible. Never done. He will never do it. 36-11 is absurd. I know. Trust me. Trust me. I'm fully aware. Well, all right. Crazy stream.
Honey, it was ruined when she bought it.
I can't be watching TikToks really on stream because I don't know the copyright stuff for most of them. Well, I guess we'll do the bracket on Friday then. Bye-bye. Breaking news and stacking views as usual. Just another day in the life. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out. Crazy stream. I don't know what it is. I don't know what type of power I possess. I'm really trying to harness it and figure it out and try to change this world for the better. That's the end goal here with this power that I do possess. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Wednesday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. This is just par for the course. If this is your first time here, this is just par for the course, genuinely. I don't know how many live streams. I don't know how many crazy trades have gone down. During streams, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. Makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I will be live again on Friday, hoping to have a video out tomorrow, so just be on the lookout for that. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye.